Welcome in. This is our essential oils for romance and intimacy class, a very popular class here. All the exciting things that we will go through. And if you want to see the slides, you want to come over and watch on Zoom or on Instagram, you're just going to see me and be able to hear me. But we will get going here. I am very excited to share all of this with you. This is a class for adults. So put headphones on. If you've got little ones, maybe watch the replay later, but we're going to dive in and talk about all of the things. So grab your Valentine's partner, grab your person. We're here to make every day feel like Valentine's Day with your essential oils. And maybe you're having a lack of desire due to lack of sleep or stress or worries, or maybe you're feeling really overwhelmed with things going on in your life, or maybe you're having some hormonal imbalance and you might not know that essential oils can be really helpful for supporting you in a lot of different ways. So we use the power of smell to change our mood, your mental state, your hormones, and support you in a lot of different ways. And we can use the oils aromatically to set the mood. We can use them topically as part of a massage. You can use them in the bath. We're going to talk about a lot of different ways to use your essential oils for support and tools, and go over some intimacy must-haves, talk about the massage and baths, give you a few diffuser and roller blend recipes and some sprays. And we're going to talk about personal lubricants and a few tips and tricks in the bedroom. And because of my pelvic floor background, of course, we're going to talk about pelvic floor and pelvic pain and all of those good things too. So there's several different oils that we can use in our toolkit to support us in different ways, and we'll go over them and how to use those. And I think it's really important too to talk about how we can use the essential oils emotionally as well. For example, Hawaiian sandalwood is the oil of sacred devotion, and black pepper is the oil of unmasking. Cinnamon bark is the oil of sexual harmony. Passion oil helps you to find your passion. That could be your passion in the bedroom or in a date night, or passion at work or life. Ylang ylang is known as the inner child oil. We also call ylang ylang bang bang because it's also one that really helps with libido. Clary sage can help with clarity and vision. And cypress is the oil of motion and flow. So that's a really great oil to use as well. And we'll talk about the wood oils. Will give you wood. The wood oils you can use diluted topically for the guys over the genital area, over the penis, to help with erection. So things like cypress and Douglas fir and Siberian fir and Hawaiian sandalwood, and some of those oils can be helpful. Ginger is the oil of empowerment. Peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. We'll talk about that. Neroli is the oil of shared purpose and partnership. Rose is actually the oil of divine love, which is really beautiful. And jasmine's the oil of sexual purity and balance. And whisper's the oil of femininity. So maybe if you've had sexual trauma in the past or things coming up, using something like cinnamon bark or jasmine or rose can be helpful emotionally to support you with things. We can use the oils in a lot of different ways. So rose oil actually helps support serotonin regulation. And what you'll notice too, I want you to think about what the plants look like, and it actually gives you an idea of how they're going to help support the body. So if you think about a rose or any of the floral oils, they do kind of look like a vulva a little bit as they're opening up, and that's going to help with serotonin regulation. Neroli can help with GABA regulation. Whisper helps with female sensuality and sexuality. Jasmine can actually help support dopamine down regulation. So when we think about the floral oils, we usually think about vaginal support and health, the vulva, hormonal health and balance, and that can kind of give you a clue. So if you're not sure, ladies, if you need some support, think about more of the floral oils. And we talked about the guys may want more of the woodsy oils to support them in different areas. So a libido booster that you could use, and you could, if you only have one of these oils, use one. If you have all three, use all three. But good oils that are going to help to boost your sex drive and your libido are neroli, rose, and jasmine. And you can roll these over your pulse points, over the neck, over the ankles, over the wrists, specifically on the inside of the ankle bones, but you can do inside and outside. Those are meridian points for the uterus. So that's going to help to create that hormonal synergy that you can use. So this could be something that you can just start to use every day or on a date night, or, if you're getting in the mood, start to apply your oils for support with that. Ylang ylang actually increases desire and it encourages attraction, and it's a powerful aphrodisiac. So that's why we call ylang ylang bang bang, and we use it. Clary sage can help to balance estrogen and progesterone and decrease cortisol levels, that stress hormone in the body. We don't use clary sage if you're pregnant. That's the one oil that we want to avoid during pregnancy because that could actually cause uterine contractions. But it's a really beautiful oil for hormonal support. And it's also in our women's monthly blend, which is Clary Calm. So you can use them for different things too. Cypress is the go with the flow oil. So helping with your circulatory system, helping to increase blood flow. And that's one that you could dilute. You want to heavily dilute with a carrier oil and apply that topically as needed too for erectile dysfunction, or if the guy in your life needs a little bit of support with that. And Hawaiian sandalwood's really calming and harmonizing. So you can take different aspects, and depending on where you need support, you can use the essential oils to help you. And the nice thing about the essential oils is they're meant to be used synergistically, so you can use them together. Black pepper actually helps to improve confidence and focus. Cinnamon bark is warming. It's a hot oil. It increases blood flow and circulation. So again, especially when we're talking about essential oils in the bedroom, we want to heavily, heavily dilute, because remember, essential oils are very concentrated. So a little bit goes a long way. But that cinnamon bark is going to be more warming. Passion is going to help to rekindle that excitement and that enthusiasm. Ginger helps to boost male libido. It's also a really, really hot, spicy oil. So these we would all want to dilute. And then peppermint is really stimulating and cooling and refreshing. So you can use those in different ways to support you as well. So maybe you want to start getting in the mood. This is a get in the mood bath recipe where you can add up to 4 drops total of either ylang ylang, jasmine, and sandalwood to a cup of Epsom salt. And you want to add the salt in before dispensing the water. So you're going to add your essential oils to the salt, to the Epsom salt, put that in the bath. I like to do a little squeeze of the doTERRA body wash in there if you like bubbles. And remember, some of these oils are hot. They have things like cinnamon, like the cinnamon and ginger. Peppermint's really cooling. Passion has cinnamon in it. So you want to avoid the hot oils in the bath and combine them with a carrier oil to help with diluting that a little bit. But the ylang ylang, jasmine, sandalwood, that would be a great thing to throw in a bath. Actually, sandalwood is one of those beautiful oils that you can add to anything, and it just smells lovely. For example, one of my favorite diffuser blends is sandalwood and clary sage. It just smells really good. So play with your sandalwood essential oil in the diffuser as well for that aromatherapy, but that's a really good bath recipe. And the bath is nice because it can help to relax you. It gets you in the mood. You've got the aromatherapy. It increases blood flow and circulation. It can help to relax the pelvic floor. It can help to do a lot of great things for you. Plus, sometimes it's good to be really clean and cleaned off if you're doing any type of oral sex or things. This is a good thing. Okay, the attraction blend is 8 drops of passion, 3 drops of whisper, or you can just use the whisper touch and roll those on. You can layer them on. So you could either make this into a roller, or you have a 10 ml roller bottle and then just top with carrier oil, or you could just use your passion touch roller and your whisper. Combine them together. They smell really great together. Again, put them over your pulse points, behind the ears, on the neck, around your ankles. Those are all great ones. And get your partner involved with this. Have your partner smell the different oils. What are their favorite blends? What smells do they like on you? And remember that when you're smelling an essential oil, it's going to smell a little bit different right out of the bottle or the touch roller versus on your skin. So I would actually suggest roll a little bit on your skin and then have them smell it so that they can kind of tell. Whisper is one of those really cool blends that it works with your body's own natural chemistry. So it creates a signature scent just for you. Whisper is going to smell a little bit different on each person. So that's a really cool oil to maybe add in for a date night or see if your partner likes that smell. That would be a nice one. But applying some oils before can be a really fun thing to do. You love Whisper. Yeah, I love Whisper too. Whisper is such a good one. It's a really, really good oil. So you can set the mood a little bit. Instead of the candles that have endocrine disruptors, can be really hard on our respiratory system, get your diffuser out. You could diffuse some, this is the Spice It Up diffuser blend, and it's 3 drops ylang ylang, 2 drops of sandalwood, and 2 drops of cinnamon. And that would be a really yummy thing. So get the diffuser going and to kind of set the mood a little bit beforehand. Maybe talk to your partner beforehand. Sometimes the world is abundant, there's a lot going on. So it might be helpful to actually schedule times to have sex. Or one of my best friends said that they have a special blanket. And if somebody puts the blanket on the bed, that's kind of a signal of like, okay, I want to have sexy time tonight. So that could be something too, if you have a signal or you schedule it. Or I've even heard of maybe you pick certain days that are your days and certain days that are your partner's days to where that person can initiate. Make it fun, make it a game, figure out what works for you. But diffusing can be a great way to set the mood, kind of get you going a little bit. This is an instant aphrodisiac blend, and it's 2 drops clary sage, 2 drops ylang ylang, and 2 drops passion. That's also a really great diffuser blend to do. You can make a sheet, like a linen spray, a spray for your sheets. Oh, your husband knows when you bring out the ylang ylang, it's on. I love that. Yeah, and what's cool is when you use that sense of smell, it anchors in to those things. So yeah, like when you smell it, you're like, okay, it's game time. Things are happening. Yeah, that's so fun. I love it. So you could make a linen spray, a spray for your sheets, and you could put 7 drops of passion and 7 drops of ylang ylang, and you could put it in one of those continuous mister sprays or any spray bottle and just fill it with a little bit of distilled water. And you could lightly spritz the sheets, or yeah, you could put a drop of ylang ylang on the pillow or whatever you need to there to kind of set the mood for you. Let's talk personal lubricants. I want you to remember that oil-based lubricants are not compatible with latex, which means that it is not recommended to use with traditional condoms. So I want you to do your own research. So this is, for example, like you could use coconut oil as a lubricant, but if you're using condoms, that might be something that your condom might not be as effective. I want you to have all the information, right? So you don't have a bunch of essential oil babies if that's not your plan. So do your own research with that, but you can actually make a natural lubricant with 2 ounces of avocado oil, or you could use fractionated coconut oil, but it does absorb quickly. So the avocado oil is going to last a little bit longer. And then you could add 3 drops of ylang ylang, 3 drops of lavender, and half an ounce of aloe vera and mix that up. That would be a great personal lubricant. Other lubricants that I like that are cleaner options are ones called Yes or Silk, SLYK, or Good Clean Love, or Simply Silk. You want to avoid Simply Silk during pregnancy, but the others are great. But a lot of the personal lubricants will have propylene glycol in them, and you'd want to avoid that because it can actually be a vaginal irritant. It can cause itching, it can cause issues. So I recommend that people avoid that. But yeah, you could just use avocado oil or fractionated coconut oil or make your own. But remember that oil-based lubricants and traditional condoms don't mix. So have other methods of contraception available if you're not looking to have a bunch of essential oil babies right now. So there's your warning. Going into more detail with the personal lubricants, Simply Silk uses castor oil and jojoba oil, and it is compatible with latex. There are some polysoprene, polyurethane condoms where other oils may deteriorate the latex. So like coconut oil is going to deteriorate the latex, which is why you want to be careful about what personal lubricant you're using. And, I typically will recommend that people during pregnancy will not use castor oil products. The Simply Silk contains amounts that are probably okay to use during pregnancy, but trust your gut, err on the side of safety, maybe choose a different one. But I want you to have that information so that you can make informed decisions about personal lubricants and things for that. But yeah, if you didn't know, the Yarrow Palm Body Renewal Serum makes a really fantastic personal lubricant that you can use, really great for the tissue, or the Beautiful Body Mist. If you've tried that, that also makes a great standalone lubricant. So if you want kind of a done-for-you option, use the Yarrow Palm Body Renewal Serum or use the body mist, the Beautiful Body Mist. They're both edible. Yeah, fun. So lots of different ways that you can use those there. There's some other recipes that you can add in. You can do, it's an Energizer Bunny personal lubricant recipe. It's 8 drops sandalwood, 5 drops jasmine, 5 drops ylang ylang, and 2 drops cypress. And you can add that to a 10 ml roller bottle and just top with your carrier oil. Apply that to the family jewels when needed. So apply that to the genital area. Remember, especially when using essential oils in very sensitive areas of the body, to use your carrier oil. And if anything ever gets uncomfortable, reapply with the carrier oil. Oh, the Beautiful Body Mist is your go-to, and it doesn't taste horrible. See? Yeah, it tastes pretty good. So you can play with it. Yes, you know what? I will take the slides from this PowerPoint and I'll turn it into a little ebook and I'll post it on my Instagram, up in my Instagram bio. So if you want the recipes and things for this, we'll put that there so that you have everything, because I know we're going quickly through all of this. Yeah, you do. Okay, lots of comments about the Beautiful Body Mist. Woo, yeah, it's good. It is a good one. So give it a try. Okay, the Sexy, Spicy, and Cool lubricant is 5 drops peppermint, 5 drops cypress, 2 drops jasmine. And remember, the jasmine, if you got the touch, just open it up. You can pop the top off and you can grab a little pipette, something like this, and then you can just put it in too if you're making blends with touch rollers. 4 drops ylang ylang and 2 drops black pepper. And you add this to a 60 ml spray bottle and top with your fractionated coconut oil, and that would be really great. So we have lots and lots of options for personal lubricants, which is important. Okay, let's talk about some roller bottle recipes for the bedroom. And keep the oils out where you're going to use them. So keep these blends on your nightstand for easy access when it's game time. Have them nearby, have your diffuser there. Maybe you have some diffuser oils that you diffuse that are right there just for convenience. That makes it really nice. Okay, so this roller is the Big O, Vitamin O, and it's 5 drops clary sage, 5 drops ylang ylang, 5 drops neroli. And you add this to a 10 ml roller bottle, top with your carrier oil, and you can actually massage this over the abdomen, over the chest, over the inner thigh. If you didn't know, your core actually works really closely with the pelvic floor. I'm going to pull in my pelvic floor stuff now. We got to get nerdy here. So this is the pelvis. This is Bertha. And then this is the pelvic floor, all of these muscles here. So we have superficial muscles, and then we have deeper muscles that make up the pelvic floor. And these muscles are actually really important to help with orgasm and sexual health, as well as holding up all of your organs against gravity. But these are the deeper muscles of the pelvic floor here. So we've got pelvic floor at the bottom. We've got your back extensors here, your core here at the front, and then up here is the diaphragm. And they all kind of work together to stabilize this lumbopelvic brace. So you'll notice like talks about applying some of these essential oils over the abdomen. If you can actually work on contracting your core, you can sometimes get what's called a coregasm, where people even like just doing core work or ab work may start to stimulate and can actually orgasm that way. So something to think about and play with. And as you work on these muscles, the muscles of the pelvic floor are under voluntary control. So you can contract and relax them, but maybe think about pulling in your core with this as well. And that may help and may intensify things. There's a really, really good course all about orgasm on the Flow app. And it was really, really well done, but I highly recommend checking that out and learning more about these things because most women need some type of clitoral stimulation. So if we're looking at the external female genitalia or anatomy here, let me pull this up on Zoom so you can see me. So this is going to be pelvic floor. And then here we have, so the vaginal opening right here. And then this little hole is the urethra. So this is where you pee out of. And this little yellow dot is the clitoris. Really, really important for orgasm and stimulation. And then back here is the rectum. So ladies, we have 3 holes: rectum, vagina, and the urethra. Urethra, vagina, rectum, clitoris, all very important things. So it's really important to understand and know your female anatomy, but most women need some type of clitoral stimulation in order to have an orgasm, which is why it's good for you to explore your own anatomy, know what feels good to you, and have that on hand. I'm a big fan of using something like a vibrator for stimulation if you need to. So yeah, lots of things that we can do to help with that. Orgasms have a bunch of really huge health benefits as well as having sex. So having a healthy sex life is important. Okay, this is another roller recipe. Between the thighs, so it is 4 drops of clary sage, 4 drops of cypress, 1 drop of ginger, and 1 drop of peppermint. And you add that to a 10 ml roller bottle, top with your favorite carrier oil, and massage that on the inner thighs before sex. So I'd probably put these on maybe, if you can, like 10 to 15 minutes before, but put it on when you think of it too. And use that, but that's going to help to increase circulation, increase stimulation. So try some of these roller recipes and keep them on your nightstand. So here's a couple tips and tricks. This is a multiple times blend to help increase blood flow. And I will say some women, I think it's between 30 and 50% of women can have multiple orgasms, which is kind of cool. So if you're in that camp, yay for you. But this is where you can add a drop of cypress and a drop of passion, and you're going to dilute that in at least a carrier oil, at least 1 teaspoon of carrier oil, and apply it to the genitals. So this could be something to help men if they're having erectile dysfunction, they need a little bit more support, or women if you're wanting to increase blood flow, you could give this a try. Remember to dilute. If anything ever gets uncomfortable, add more carrier oil. Because some of these are hotter oils. So this is really, really important. Yeah, so this is a drop of cypress and a drop of passion in 1 teaspoon, at least 1 teaspoon of carrier oil, and apply that to the genitals before game time. And that could be a good one to use there. All right, here's the Let's Get It On men's formula. And this is 6 drops sandalwood, 4 drops ylang ylang, 2 drops clary sage, 2 drops wild orange. And you can apply that all, combine it, add in some carrier oil and put it over pulse points. Or you could just diffuse this blend. Diffuse some sandalwood, ylang ylang, clary sage, and wild orange to kind of get in the mood. So know that you can play with this. You can use the oils topically, but you can also use them aromatically for things. Another tip you could do, I've heard of guys using a peppermint beadlet before they go down on a girl, and that feels really good, or a drop of cinnamon on the tongue. Remember, cinnamon is warming and peppermint is cooling, so you can use that for different sensations depending, and dilute as needed. That's really, really important. And I'll share the recipes. I'll put this in a little ebook and I'll pop it up on my Instagram link so that you have all these. And the replay will be here for you too. Oh, but I thought this was cute. Flowers die, but essential oils are forever. Essential oils really do last a long time with this. Let's talk a little bit about pelvic pain. Pelvic pain is something that can come up if you're having pain with sex or tampon use, or maybe you have low back pain or tailbone pain or things. These are all signs that it would be good to see a pelvic floor PT. Or if you're having any urinary leakage, if you leak urine when you cough, sneeze, laugh, jumping, any kind of increase in intra-abdominal pressure, these would be good things to see a pelvic floor PT. But I get asked a lot about pelvic pain. So you can actually add 10 drops of lavender and 8 drops of geranium to a 2-ounce spray bottle, and then top that with fractionated coconut oil. And you can apply that as needed to the vulva for discomfort. So maybe keep that spray in your bathroom, and then after you go to the bathroom, spray over the vulva. That's a really, really great blend that can be very, very soothing to the tissues. You could even use that also before and after sex or as needed, like with your lubricant. So that would be a good one to add in. If you're having a pelvic pain flare, maybe you're having pelvic floor muscle spasms or a situation like interstitial cystitis, or maybe you just had a baby, I wouldn't do this straight topically to the vulva, because remember, peppermint is super cooling and it's going to be too intense. We would want to dilute. But if you put a drop or two of your peppermint essential oil in the toilet water, just drop it into the toilet and then sit on the toilet, those essential oils are going to help to cool and relax your pelvic floor. And if you're in a flare, it actually will really help to support it and calm it down. Or maybe you just had a baby and you need a little bit of support. That's a really good one too. So those are 2 good pelvic pain tips and ways that you can use the essential oils to support you in your pelvic floor. If you're somebody who's having a lot of urinary leakage, there's a bladder support roller, or maybe you're somebody who gets up in the middle of the night to pee all the time. You could try this. So do 15 drops each of not clary sage, 15 drops each of cypress and juniper berry. Because remember, cypress is going to help with circulation and flow, and juniper berry is really great for the bladder and for the kidneys. So 15 drops each of that in a 10 ml roller bottle, and then top with fractionated coconut oil and apply that. Roll that over the bladder, so over the lower abdomen, topically as needed before bed and as needed for urinary leakage. And we've seen really great results with that with our pelvic floor patients. That works really well. And I wanted to show this image. I'll post the replay of this so you can see the slides, but this shows some orthopedic sexual positions that can be helpful. So maybe you had a hip injury or hip surgery or something going on, or just figuring out a way that can be more supported. So maybe you're more comfortable on your back. Maybe you feel more supported in a chair or on your stomach. These will give you some ideas of different ways to try different sexual positions to work for you. If maybe you have orthopedic issues or you've had surgery, like I've had a lot of hip surgeries, so we've had to kind of figure some things out that works, but that would be a good tip to kind of have on hand with that. And then this is a link to find a pelvic floor PT. If you are having pain with intercourse is not normal. So what we want to do is find somebody to support you. And there's pelvicrehab.com, or if you go to the American Physical Therapy Association pelvic health website and look at that there, you will also find a pelvic floor PT. So those are linked there for you too. And then last but not least, because I think it's important, there are some great sex therapists out there to talk to as well. Sex is emotional. And if you've had previous trauma or different things, one of my favorites is Dr. Alexandra Milspaw. It's Milspaw. And she has a great book that just came out recently. But her website is 4D as in dog, counseling.com. So you can check her out too. She's got some great things there. And there is a cool flash sale that's actually starting tomorrow. And if you buy Rose Touch, we talked a lot about Rose Touch and how that can help, you get Jasmine Touch for free. So Rose is the queen of essential oils. It's a really valuable oil, a really precious oil. And that flash sale is going to be starting tomorrow for Valentine's Day, which is really fun. So if maybe you could get something fun for your partner, or tell your partner, hey, this is what I want for Valentine's Day, but reach out to the person who invited you to this class to help you get some oils. We can even customize some things specific for you based on your needs. Or if I was a person that invited you in, or if you don't have somebody that's supporting you and you're looking for support, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. But that flash sale is coming tomorrow. So we could customize a really cool kit for you. And there's a lot of magical specials going on in doTERRA land right now, where you can get a free digestion oil, free digestion soft gels, an adaptive oil for free, a pebble diffuser for free. We have a fun code for all that. And then if you buy the Rose Touch, you'll get Jasmine Touch for free. So it's like over $200, $250 worth of savings, which is really cool. So if your partner needs an idea, get some essential oils for Valentine's Day. They'll last way longer than the chocolates and the roses and all of those things. Okay, due to an interesting Zoom issue, we have about 7 minutes left. We'll take some Q&A. If you have questions, let me know. You can type into the chat over on Instagram or on Zoom, or you can unmute yourself over on Zoom. Let me know if you have questions, comments, concerns. Yeah, if you're always going to the bathroom at night, this would be a really great one to do. Try that cypress and juniper berry combination. It's a really good one. Rose and jasmine are your favorites. Yeah, rose and jasmine are so good. I didn't like rose in the very beginning, and it was a scent that had to kind of grow on me after a while. But rose it's the oil of divine love. It's a beautiful oil to put over your heart, to have that heart-to-heart connection with people. It's also a really great oil for immune support as well. You can roll it on the bottoms of your feet or down the spine. But yeah, hit me up if you've got questions or concerns. I'll post this replay to my YouTube, and I'll put links to it up on my Instagram, link in bio, and the little ebook if you want the recipes and things like that. Yeah, I'm so glad that it's helpful. It's a fun thing to talk about. It's an important thing to talk about. Yeah. All right. Share the 4 oils I mentioned earlier. We talked about so many oils. I'm guessing that might be the diffuser blend. So sandalwood, ylang ylang, clary sage, and wild orange. And you can put that in the diffuser. That's a let's get it on blend. Or you could also dilute it and then put it on your pulse points. Peppermint, ginger, clary sage. Let's see. Peppermint, ginger, clary sage, and cypress. 4 drops clary sage, 4 drops cypress, 1 drop ginger, 1 drop peppermint in a 10 ml roller, and then top with carrier oil. And then massage it on the inner thighs. Do you have pelvic floor exercises? Yes. So I'm a little cautious about giving people pelvic floor exercises. We can. The thing is, most people don't actually do a Kegel correctly, like a pelvic floor contraction. So a good way to think about that, it sounds weird, but this is a good visual, is say you had a really thick smoothie and a straw, and you were trying to like suck the smoothie up through the straw through your vagina. That's a Kegel. That's a pelvic floor contraction. Or say you were trying to like pick up a marble or keep a marble from dropping out. So that Kegel is an up and in contraction. What happens is most people actually do a bearing down, like as if you were going to pass gas or try to have a bowel movement. And that's not what we want. It's a pulling up and in. So when you do a pelvic floor exercise, you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And you can do pelvic floor exercises to strengthen the pelvic floor. However, if you start doing that and pelvic floor pain increases, or you notice urinary leakage increases, stop, because you may have a pelvic floor muscle dysfunction or spasm. So just like we can get tight muscles in our upper traps or our neck or our shoulders, the same thing can happen to the muscles of the pelvic floor. And when you try to strengthen a spasmed muscle, you're going to make that spasm worse. So this is where it can be really helpful to get an evaluation and treatment done by a pelvic floor physical therapist. And they actually go in vaginally and can palpate the muscles of the pelvic floor. And if they're tight, relax them. And then you're able to go back and strengthen. So yes, you can do pelvic floor exercises and Kegels, and I'm sure you can find lots of videos for that on YouTube and things, but if it makes something worse, stop. That's really important. And go and seek out a pelvic floor PT. Yeah, so glad that this was helpful. Yeah, important things. Oh, thanks. I love you too. I'm so glad that this was helpful. All right, we got about 3 minutes left. Any other questions, concerns? Yeah, I highly recommend seeing a pelvic floor PT. Pelvic floor PT can change your life and all of the things. It is worth it. And they usually have a big wait list. It's a specialty. It's not something that we're taught in PT school, but finding a good pelvic floor PT can be really key for a lot of things. If you've been having low back pain for a long time that hasn't gotten better with traditional orthopedic treatments, or tailbone pain, or pain with sex, really, really painful periods, urinary leakage, incontinence, bowel or bladder leakage, like definitely see a pelvic floor PT. Can really, really make a big difference. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you came. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. It's a really fun thing. So use oils in the bedroom. We love it. Get you some beautiful body mist spray. And if you try it, it works, let us know. A lot of us aren't talking about the pelvic floor or sex or all these things, but it's a real thing. And I think it's something that we should share and have open, honest communication about and learn more about our bodies, learn more about orgasm, all these things. It's really important. All right. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for hanging out. We'll post the replay here and I'll put some links up on my Instagram. Have a wonderful, happy Valentine's Day with you and your partner. And if you are curious, if you don't have an account with doTERRA just yet, if you're ready to get started, if you want some oils for your Valentine's or for you, or you need any support, reach out to the person who invited you to this class. Or if that was me, reach out to me, send me a message. I would love to help and support you. We got that flash sale tomorrow. So when you buy a rose touch, you're going to get a jasmine touch free, and we can customize something to really support you. Have a wonderful night. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the hat. Kohl's has all the fun things. Yeah, and don't be afraid to wear the hats. The hats are fun. Whatever makes you feel sexy, right? All right. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you all soon. Bye.